If you guys are just joining, this is our Sunday prep. We are going to be looking at our economic calendar, earnings, and our major ETFs, and then, of course, taking your guys' request. I'll obviously be making a watch list or building a watch list of stocks that fit the script. Empty space, clear, 24-hour or weekly setups are the priority here. Nothing else. Nothing else. So hopefully you guys have some of those charts. Hopefully we find some. First things first, Monday, tomorrow, we do not have any data at all. This is not great, not our favorite, but hopefully running off of the momentum of last week, again, we are in range, so there's a good reason to believe that we could stay contained within that range. But Tuesday, we do open up with 9 o'clock S&P CS Composite H&P year over year, as well as at 10 a.m., right? We have the CB Consumer Confidence and New Home Sales coming in at 10 o'clock. Richmond Manufacturing Index as well. So a lot of reason to believe that there is some potential range, right? We already are in range, but there are some potential range breakers. We do have a short week with one day missing. This can either mean, yes, more flat, more sideways. Oftentimes, and I hate saying that like up or down kind of the same way, but because we have data coming in, but we have a short week, right? We could see stocks contained. Obviously, we play the chart, and that'll keep us from having our bias affect that. But Wednesday, we got preliminary GDP quarter over quarter and unemployment claims to swing into. We have core PCE price index at 10. And then we have crude oil inventories at 10:30, and then 2 o'clock FOMC meeting minutes, which I expect will be flat. So that's about it. Friday, no data. Looking at the earnings ahead of us, right? We only have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday, and then obviously there's 2 stocks on Friday. I'm not even interested in that. In terms of potential good trades or good setups, stocks rather. We have Zoom, which we'll take a look at that one. It's not my favorite stock in the world. Allegiant. We've got Abercrombie & Fitch, Kohl's, Best Buy, Macy's, Dick's, Burlington, Analog Devices. We've got Dell, CrowdStrike, Workday, Autodesk, HP, Ambarella, Urban Outfitters, 3D Systems or DDD, and then Golden Oceans. Those are probably the ones that I would rather chart out of all of them. Moving on, we also have our ETFs, so we're going to cover that now, right? And I'm going to start on the weekly time frame. So looking at the weekly, we are, yes, in fact, within range, right? Pretty simple. We're going to mark the top and the bottom of this candle since the bottom is the same, right? So that is the current range with $600 being the top, right? And our floor being right here underneath us, marked by this green candle, right? So anything underneath that, we can regard that as a punch down, but we're pretty far away from any sort of leg down at the moment while we're still holding this top. So next week, right, we need to be watching our reaction off of 600, stepping down to the 24-hour, right? You can see we were able to curl up last week, deleting all of this and going down to the 4 hours so I can get the detail that I need. This is the box. Right, we were able to secure the floor, so over 598, I expect that $600 target to get tested and maybe surpassed up to 605. Looking at IWM on the weekly, now this one did in fact break out, but like SPY, it is sitting within its range, right? So we have to mark out that top clearly right here. And that's going to be 240, right? That's a weekly floor. And like our SPY, right, we are quite simply sitting on top of and bouncing off of the support or box underneath us. Moving to the 24-hour, right? This one, again, has basically, and I guess it's probably best that you do this on the 4-hour. This one is almost a exact replica of a SPY, just this one being right at cost basis on Friday. So we know where we need to hold. We know where we need to break. We are very close to that. A gap up or anything of that nature would definitely help. Last one is the Qs. On the weekly time frame, this one differs or doesn't differ very much. Like SPY and IWM is currently sitting on the floor, trying to avoid a candle close underneath it. We're going to mark out our top here. You can see that we've only filled 50% of that weekly candle, right? Um, you know to be sure. Yeah, charting websites. A good one would be TradingView. And they have a couple of deals coming up as well. By the way, if you guys are on here, all I ask is if you can please tap your screen. I would appreciate that greatly. All right, moving on down to the 24-hour, right? You're basically just sitting on that floor. Go to the 4-hour, and like we talked about this one, and if you swung, good on you. There is no way in hell that I think we move without going and touching this floor. So the Qs offer the most empty space with a 510 floor and a cost basis of 513, right? We also, on the Qs, have a pretty open downtrend right here with a 512.50 target. Oh my God, these crypto guys are crazy. Y'all, I'm not, just mute all of them. All right. Yeah, Black Friday sale on TradingView is coming up. I really, if you're gonna get it then. I wouldn't wait. So, yeah, just block them. All right, so that's it. The main picture, right, that I'm trying to paint here is that all stocks are in range. So what is my job? To react to the chart. The chart tells me when we're going to go and make new highs. So to your question, do I expect new high or upside in the Qs? Yes, to 510. But am I expecting new highs? Not quite yet, right? Obviously, my reaction is going to be above the 513. SPY and IWM also have the same triggers or similar triggers. So that's how I'm looking at the ETFs going into this week, right? We're gonna be careful. It's a holiday weekend, so we want to be sure that we are careful this week about what we take. It needs to be clear. Oh, the crypto bros are coming out of hiding big time. Yeah, they're all here. And then the craziest thing is they think that going around and shouting to everybody on the internet is going to help pump their stock. I mean, I think I've seen at least 15 or 16 different crypto or meme stocks that come in here already. Mozart. That's so wild. All right. So that's it. That's all I wanted to cover with the ETFs. If you guys have any requests, you guys can drop those now in the chat. Roke, you need money. That's what you need, buddy. You need more money. So that, I don't know why you're another dude looking at my face. That's a little weird. That's all right, though. I'll let you stare. Gotta let people stare sometimes. Yeah, if you guys want to go ahead and drop your requests, we're going to take a look at those now. First one I just saw was Crocs, so let me go ahead and give you a straightforward mark here. You are currently sitting at cost basis, and you need to hold this floor of 105. So if pullback happens, 105 would be the first floor that needs to hold. If it doesn't, then you would have a retest at 103. But if this one does break, I've already set a target up on this one at 111.50. And then the empty space, which I know this is why this chart should be on the watch list, I think, for everybody, Crocs, because the ultimately, right, the weekly shows a retest all the way up at 113. Do I suffer from allergies? Yeah, I do. But you know, people who comment on my eyes, I have always looked like this. It's just how I look. It's just how my eyeballs look. It doesn't bother me. I mean, what they think about my eyes doesn't affect my life. So, but anyway, we do have a really good floor, right? Target right here. And then above that, right, the candle closed 116. So there's a huge potential behind this chart. Since 2021. Yeah. So, I mean, I've always looked like this. If you guys want to be a moderator, I can make you guys a moderator. That's wild. Jose, you're crazy. So anyway, I like it. I really do like the setup here. So, oh fuck, no. I accidentally blocked my boy instead of adding him as a moderator. All right. Anyway, I hope you guys got that one. That was really clear. I like the setup. I think it has plenty of empty space. That one's going to be on the watch list going into this week. So what do we got next? I see Carvana. I'm going to try and make these chart sessions relatively quick and straightforward because it will be recorded so you can come back. All right, so on the weekly, I have no information other than we are at new highs, right? And I don't think that we have, yeah, so we'll go over here to the weekly one last time and find the nearest floor to us. The first green candle to our left is right here. That is currently what we are banging up against. So I can just tell you this with simplicity. If we can break that 262 mark, I'd be aiming for 276. Very easy. No, I didn't mean to block you. I was trying to put you as a moderator, dude. My bad. So anyway, when it comes to stocks that are breaking like this, you just have to set a 251 stop loss underneath you, right? It does look good. It is where it needs to go, but it does need to open up above that 263. If it doesn't, right, you can see that I have it triggered. If it falls under 250 and breaks under my trigger to the downside is 242.75. I guess just let these people pump the chat, but if you guys can mute them, if they drop crypto tickers like that, that would be great. All right. Appreciate you guys. All right, so that's Carvana. I would just kind of be, if you're long, you know, you need to be paying attention to what's underneath you. If you're looking to go long, you know you need to break above. So, all right, next one I see is EL. We're going to look at the weekly here. This one I know has empty space and a lot of it. So without second guessing my strategy, right, we're going to aim for the $84 floor, right? That would be the obvious first target. Now, I will look left, right? And just because we flushed through this floor so cleanly, I will put 75.50 as the first target above you, right, on the weekly. Now, moving into the 24-hour, you don't have anything to your left. As you move down, right, the only thing that we needed to really surpass was this candle close here at 70.30, and we are right directly up against it. So my hope is that you keep your foot on the gas pedal and you hit that 75.50 mark first. I think that would be the first and most reliable target. But my issue with this chart is the empty space that you're leaving behind you, right? And the fact that typically a channel is going to start by a wide fluctuation in price, right? So if you could just break this, right? 75 is a very, I really like this. Early access to best trading platform. No. Sorry, I gotta mute that person. BBL Drizzy. That's interesting. Anyway, $75 is my target there. That's my target. All right, Amazon. Weekly time frame. So first thing that is easily noted here, right, and could lead to further downside is you are underneath the $200 mark right here. Once you break a level, you don't want to typically pop back out of it. Sorry, I had to change my song. So you are underneath it, and then below you, right, the structure is at 191.75. So we're going to go over here. So basically you are in between the two. I can't solve any problems other than that from here, so I'm going to go down to the 24-hour. The 24-hour is going to differ a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. And we're going to mark this out. You and me. Jump to the sea. I wish you guys could listen to this music right now. It's so fire. Okay, so underneath Friday's low, I see continuation to the downside, but moving down into the 4-hour, you can see that you're currently flat. You did leave empty space up above you. You do have a box. So this is actually where you can remain unbiased, right? Right now, sure, there is empty space to the downside, and absolutely I would be short under 194.50. That mark right there, I'm short. But due to the fact that this is bouncing and creating a channel like that, I would be wary about going short again, because if you are able to pop up and reclaim that 201.50 floor and punch through 203, that empty space up here up to 209, right? This right here, we'll go ahead and use this old box. So right there at 208.40. Goon guy, pipe down, dude. Thank you, Scotty. Goon guy is crazy. Do you guys? Okay, so there's got to be like a coordinated effort. I'm telling you guys, that's crazy. So yeah, set your alerts, right? Floor. I would set an alert on that floor. I don't like going short. Rusty Rod told his people to do it. Yeah, right. Yeah, the bots are pretty wild, man. They really do think that spamming their ticker is going to help them make money. It's kind of sad that they think, and people did it with meme coins too. So, all right, moving on. Do you know about Rick Raheem going to jail for scamming? I called that guy out years ago. Years ago, I made like 3 or 4 videos on him, and he threatened legal action against me. I told him I could afford it, and he never hit me up. Same thing with there's a couple. I don't think I've ever been wrong about anybody. So, um, not enough open space on the shit coins for us. Yeah. I told people how to make money on that, but we're not going to worry about it. All right, go ahead and keep dropping your request. Make sure you put it in all caps so I can actually see it. INTC. So this one seems pretty basic, right? You're sitting on top of your structure underneath you at $23.90 or $24. You've created a box in between you and the floor, right? The top of that box is $25.21. You go to the 24-hour, right? And we could go ahead and just get rid of this. I think that guy already went to jail too. Okay, so we have a box up here like this. So looking at the way that this is set up and the fact that you've bounced off the floor 3 times, if you do break out of 25, I would be looking for a straightforward target up to $26. Oh, NFTs are probably going to pump. There's already people trying to pump their NFTs back up. Oh, they're pumping every single day. Constantly trying to. I mean, you literally just have to sit here. I have Ivy trying to block them, and she can't even do it. I'm not sure if they're bots, dude, but they come in waves, so I'm not really sure. All right. Keep dropping those requests, guys. ACHR. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, I pulled up POTR. All right, so yeah, this one on the 24-hour, I expect it to probably go up and try and hit 6650 or the top there, and create a range, right? So like basically something that looks like this. And that's really all I can derive from this chart. I really can't pull much else from it because you don't have any structure other than below. Oh, you're updating the keywords? Thank you. Yeah, that'd be dope. Appreciate you. So you're in range. I hate to give you such. Is group a crypto or Rachad? So my thoughts are right now that there is likely somewhere in here a downtrend, and because you have that flat top, you don't have a box or a trigger to get out. So 6750 at the top. SMCI. Oh wait. ACHR weekly. I believe this is a large cost basis. I don't know if I really see a box here. Let's see. I guess so. Yeah. So you are above cost basis, 575 underneath you for a retest. And the way that I'd be playing this one, because you aren't quite punched through, is I really would be looking at, and it's kind of crazy because you have like this giant box over here. So basically moving through or up into that 691 high should trigger you up and out. And you do have a channel. That channel seems to have been broken as well. So it looks all right. Obviously, I would say a little bit of sideways action here would be pretty good. Can you check it? I'm not gonna do meme coins right now, guys. As soon as I do one, it's gonna be a fucking nonstop. All right, IO and Q weekly time frame, straight green candles. Obviously, we have this $35 top. You have not quite reached that 24-hour time frame here. Okay, so because all you have is this wick over here, right? You don't have a box, you don't have anything else, you just have a high. This reminds me a lot of PLTR on its way up and out, right? You got a nice box right here underneath you. And so my target as of right now would be $36, right? And you pulled yourself up over the weekend or before the weekend and created yourself a box. So looking at this one and knowing what I know about mechanics here, I think it would be really dope if you came back down and retested and then punched back up for the new high. Is group a... Yeah, it's a crypto coin. I'm not going to do it. Is it? I don't really have anything for that one, dude. PayPal. So good setup, right? It is actually right at the trigger. 4-hour closed right at the trigger. 24-hour closed right at the trigger. So definitely a good chance that this thing continue up. My issue with PayPal is just everything on the 24-hour. And I said this a long time ago. You are in a box that I just really don't like. I just don't like the box itself. It just seems a little sloppy. Doesn't really have, it has a reliable floor. But with that being said, right, I would put us right at cost basis. So, yeah, the part of me wants to bring this down and put it here. But I would say right now, on a long-term basis, I like PayPal. I like PayPal going into this week, hopefully, right? Punching over this box on the 24-hour and just giving you a new high. And I think looking at this box, I would probably be aiming for 93 first. Do I ever get analysis paralysis? No. No, I don't think I do. I think I get gassed out where like I start to look at a chart and I just feel drained. I don't feel like I'm really like able to break it down. I think some of you guys might be able to notice that as well. I get gassed out sometimes, and I don't feel like I'm doing as well, you know. So, but no, I mean, if you think about it from my perspective, right? I have, you know, just right now there's 190 people right now, you know, watching me, asking me, and then on a daily basis I have people asking me in the Discord. So I think my brain's just built for problem solving around that. Yeah, I mean, with anything, you just do it over and over and over again. You can get burnt out. So I lost 80% of my shit. You should be cleared out. Oh, no, I was kidding. What happened? Is that crypto shit or? All right, keep dropping those requests here. I see Roku. PayPal is just, it looks okay on the lower time frame. Higher time frame is just, ugh. All right, weekly time frame on Roku. So here's the deal, right? We're gonna try to be really, really tight with this analysis, right? So we had to have a box. We've bounced off of it once. We curled back down and bounced off of it twice. I know for a fact that there is a floor and a box right here, right? You can see that it refuses to grab that floor, refuses to grab that floor, and refuses to grab that floor. So it puts you in between two ranges, which is why you're seeing absolutely terrible and unpredictable price action. So from right here, right, because we do have a high and then a lower high, I would say that could be the low or the fluctuation in price, right? Yeah, I do love teaching my strat. It helps a lot. Looking at this one, right? Yes, I think the downside is obvious, but I also see this box up above you and a floor that you wicked off of on Friday, 70.88 recovery, and you have a chance to gap fill up to 76. If not, right, and this is just a retest, then I would be looking at a straight shot down to this floor, and being that it is the third time, you know, it could be a breakdown. So, all right. Creed Bratton, that's cool. All right. Make sure to capitalize your requests, guys. Yeah. Peyton's watching The Office right now. As per usual. I think she loves The Office more than me. All right, floor here, 132.75. That's the most obvious 24-hour target. Looking over to my left, I really don't see anything else until the 130s. So 4 hour, right? And obviously a big rip up to that mark is a little bit far-fetched. So there's one thing that catches my eye here, right? And it's that this candle bounces up and holds 126, and this candle, so you see right there, it kind of yin and yangs off of 126.85. That would be my first target, right? Above this, I would be looking. I would be looking strong for the upside. I don't like how it's launching out. Right? It's already popped out. It's gone sideways with very little resistance. So looking at this one, yep. Look. So without even looking, without even knowing, right? That line that I just identified is an hourly box. Do you see that? So here's my thoughts. Reclaim 126.80 or I don't know if I want to call for downside, but I would say that a oscillation in between the two, and that could either A, set up your downtrend like that, or B, right, we could try to find our uptrend like this. So you're really in an area where, and you can see it, it already looks like it wants to go sideways a little bit. So I think it'll probably go sideways. So all right. Be sure, 14,000 likes, dude. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you very much. It's also a light trading week, so be patient. Listen, I think I have this pressure. You know, I want to show up and I want to be able to provide good setups, but there is weeks where, and I had this discussion with Jorge. There are weeks where and I hate saying that I know, but like you had a big rip the last week, or you had a lot of movement the last week, and then you go into this week, and it's like absolute trash. So, Will, I'm not going to do Jasmy right now. I'm not doing any crypto stuff. Sorry. But anyway, right. There are weeks where, this week I'm going to be really, really, really careful, probably size down a little bit. And I know that that's building a bigger setup for me to make even more money next week. Beginning, I don't know what beginning is. What is that, auto-translated or something? Why does it say see original? Baidu. Yo, that's wild. So I have auto-translate on, and you've been commenting Baidu, and it keeps saying beginning. It's translating it to beginning. That's so weird. All right. Anyway, all right, moving on. The next one that I see, Creed Bratton, gold. I'm gonna do Barrick's gold. I don't know what gold you're talking about, dude. All right, we'll go to the 24-hour here. Well, that's not surprising. So I set this mark down ages ago, and I said that this green candle here was going to be the first target here, and you got a red candle close up against it. Right, so we can decipher what that looks like. So as of right now, we can go ahead and say confidently that underneath 1810, we could be looking at a pullback, right? Absolutely. And the same breath, right, above 1840, I'd be looking for a punch up and a move to 1881, straightforward. All right. Okay. Amazon. I did Amazon already. That one will be posted on my YouTube channel. By the way, if you are new here, please go check out some of my educational YouTube videos. They're going to help you out a lot, even if you take it the Potter box. Yeah, make sure you check me out here. All right, moving on. Marriott. So weekly time frame, I see a green candle here. Obviously, I really can't derive much from this. I believe this is at all-time highs. I've told you guys there's not really much I can do at all-time highs other than lower time frame analysis. So I can tell you what I see here. And this is really kind of small, but I will tell you, I would be looking both ways. If I looked at this setup, I would say I could prepare both ways, right? Because we have a small box up here. It's obviously the floor of 286 and the cost basis of 287.37. Yeah, new hat. Yeah, so 287.37 and then right up at 287.50 punchback. At the same time, if this was to pop up and hit that, right, and then punch down where you have just a floor here, right, I would be looking for that empty space. So honestly, I might actually go ahead and set an alert on this one. And I might write that down. It looks better to me to the downside. That doesn't mean that I think it will yet. It would still have to trigger. Reported? What are you talking about? Who's been reported? Do you ever teach how to draw boxes and ranges you got on YouTube? Yes, I do. But listen, if you guys are here, on December 1st, I'll be teaching a class for free on TikTok. So when you specify a target, how do we figure out how many days, weeks? If it's opening up in empty space, typically I'll take that week's expiration, given it's not Thursday or Friday. If it has to move through a box, I'll add a week. If it has to move through multiple higher time frame boxes, or if the play is derived from the weekly time frame, then it typically will add time to those contracts. If it's something where like I'm buying it off the bottom, right? Like, you know, I don't know, there's a ton of different examples I could use. But like NVIDIA, right? You know, ages ago, if you were buying it off of the floor here, right? And you saw that there was boxes to punch through and you knew you had to go through weekly boxes, that's going to at least add 2 weeks of expiration. So, you know, looking at this play, if you're looking at new highs for NVIDIA, you know, you'd be looking out from here, more than likely you're looking out, you know, several months or 6 to 7 months. So it all depends on the setup and where you've identified it. And you'll learn, obviously, lower time frame setups call for lower time frame setup or lower time frame contracts. And then if you're looking at a stock opening up in empty space where it's going to move fast, that's where we're able to capture those 1,000, you know, big trades that you see, you know, here. So. And that's how we're able to hit, you know, hit these percentage trades consistently. So, by the way, I will be picking a winner for the giveaway for 3 months in the Discord. So, yeah, I mean, you can have 6-month setups. Wow, why would it do that? Do what? All right, Badu. First off, this one's heading to the floor. So typically when something's heading to a weekly floor or sitting at a floor, I'll wait. It's not one that I really would want to take short. It's not a terrible setup, but you're sitting right at the floor here. So if you lose this week, or lose this floor this week, then absolutely I'd just be looking at that weekly drop at around 77.50. 24-hour time frame shows that Baidu did try, right, pretty hard, and it might not be done. So going into this next week, right, if you are able to recover the 80.50 floor, I think you absolutely will have 83.81. It is very close to the bottom, man, so it could be enough to go ahead and call it. And then what usually signifies it for me is if I'm able to identify a floor where the stock has bounced. Even these wicks right here are notable, but right here is the floor. And so if we're above that, then that empty space, it will go straight to 83.75. Buy Grinch before December, it's going to go crazy. You might be right, but I'm still going to block you. So sorry about that. Oh, you're already blocked. Cool. Yeah, no problem. All right. Neo. This is obviously similar to the Baidu, obviously a Chinese stock here. You are curling up. My concern and my only focus for Neo is to recover the $5 floor. Once it recovers that floor, then you have cost basis at 525, and that punchbacks, I would just be playing the channel all the way up. And this is one where you would probably be playing 2 to 3 weeks out. So, but yeah, I mean, you need to punch through this box. 521 is the trigger for Neo to pop back up and start moving to the upside. So yeah. Father, yo, this is so wild. It's auto translating some of the requests because it think like your favorite Sabo. Hold on, what did that say? Put like dots in between your requests. See original. Baba. Yeah, Baba is father. That's funny. All right. Yo, thank you for the gifts. I didn't even see those. Appreciate that. All right. Keep pumping keep dropping your requests. I'm not trying to ignore any. Listen, fuck. All right, write this down. Macy's. Okay, so first of all, notice how immediately I'm triggered, right? Immediately I'm triggered because immediately I can identify when I see empty space, right? Or when I see waves. So we go over here on Macy's and we see obviously earnings really set it off. It has a top at 1655 and then it has nothing all the way up to 1775. So I really like Macy's a lot looking at this setup. And I also think that what you just established, check this out, watch. Right there, little sexy channel for you. Look at that, right? And I think what this will allow us to do, I like this a lot, a lot, is fill up this empty space right here. And so 1885 could be a target in there. But I think the first reasonable target, would be right up there at the top. And that's 1785. So Macy's would probably be about 2 weeks out. I would probably, so my theory, and I'm not sure if you're new here, I don't remember your name, Handsome Checks, a lot of people that come through here, but my strategy, right, highlights, and again, the percentages that you see in here, this is not some kind of fluke, I could literally scroll to any time of the year. If you're new, dude, I mean, again, here, we're in, I don't know what this is. I'm going to scroll, just blind scroll, right, no looking, and we'll stop, right, look at the percentages. That's 1,200%, right? 171%, 505%, 550%, 240%. So the way I've been able to do this, right? The way that we're able to capture these high percentage trades, you look down on the bottom of your screen. If you turn your screen sideways, then maybe you can't. Doing pretty good, John. So my theory, or I wouldn't even say it's a theory, what I capitalize on is where stocks or price has, and people call them areas of liquidity, right? But I've found that buying shorter expiration contracts or trying to buy low risk, high reward contracts for areas that have little to no resistance, I wait for the resistance to break, use it as my stop loss, and then I fill that empty space up and then leave runners. So targets like 1860, right, would be in the cards. 1850 would be in the cards. But I'd be looking to take Macy's over this wall. And as I move down into the lower time frame, my hope is that I still see empty space. I do here on the 4-hour, right, and on the 2-hour. So the target would be 1767 first, the bottom of the box. I play box to box, and I make a lot of money doing it. So a lot of money. I typically swing trade. Yeah. So, all right, moving on. Really good. Fire. Love that setup. Love Macy's a lot. Macy's, Crocs, and Marriott, not Mara, but Mara, the tickers that I'm seeing right now. Am I buying in the money, out of the money contracts? So, again, with the percentages that you see, you could actually have a really low win rate with my strategy and still make a lot of money, because you are looking to buy contracts that are target based, and typically those are going to be really, because the extrinsic value is depleted, being outside of the money. That's where I'm looking to take those. So, because they are low in price, and especially coming out of an area of consolidation like that. So Nike, yeah, I got to turn auto translate off. How do I do that? I don't know how to do that. Anyway, we'll do it later. All right. So anyway, moving on. I will go ahead and chart Nike. We're moving pretty quickly here, guys. I've only been live for about 44 minutes here. All right, so Nike coming off of a huge bounce around cost basis, right? That box that we played it out of originally, it came right off of cost basis and is now curling up. I hope some of you guys might have taken this one for a swing trade. I did. This one should be on the watch list. It does have empty space. It isn't the cleanest on a lower time frame, but sticking with the higher time frame, Nike does have a floor at $80.15. $80.15, and then completing that empty space at 81.61. If it punches back, I think there is a reliable target, right? Utilizing this channel here of 82.30. If that breaks, I'm looking for this thing to go ahead and start working its way all the way back up. But the first target would be 88. So, all right, Starbucks. So Starbucks had a really good push. I know some of the people in the Discord were looking for this one to go long. I don't disagree with that move at all. I don't really see any overhead resistance besides maybe 104.22, which you haven't gotten to yet. Underneath you, and this is the most important thing about stocks that are already moving, will I take it as it's ripping? No. But I do see a target of 10, basically utilizing, right, this previous resistance right here, 104.50, and then the very top at 107 would be the only two targets that I have on Starbucks. So, all right, Elf. So I bought equity in Elf in October on the 8th. It bounced down around the bottom of the channel, and it's now tapped that floor for the third time. It has a ton of empty space up to 142, and a lot of that empty space, including a gap at 171, are still left well above us, and including the channel that we're currently operating in as of right now, right? So we have this kind of channel right here. So above 135, target 142, and I'm in equity on this one. I don't like the contracts. The spreads are too wide. So, all right, moving on. That's a pretty good setup. Obviously, I've got equity in that. I've had equity in this one for close to a year, I think over a year now. All right, so Kraft Heinz, not another pretty good setup, right? Weekly, I mean, honestly, I'll write this one down and put it on the watch list. So we're starting to build a pretty decent watch list right now. Crocs, Marriott, Macy's, Nike, and Kraft. So I'll tell you what I like about Kraft. So the first thing that I see here, and on the weekly time frame, right, we've got a floor to go and recover of $32, but we were able to bounce successfully and hold 31, and so we're looking for a recovery above, right, and a hold of $32. That would give us access to this empty space and basically a shot straight up to a floor, and there's a double wick right off of 34.15. That would be first, and then second target would be 34.50, box to box. I think there's also a notable channel like this, right, which would obviously validate that move up to 34. So $34, I guess, I don't know if the risk to reward would be worth it, but chill MAGA way better. No, sorry, dude, I'm not. Take this. Lord have mercy. How many tickers have we seen now? So many people are commenting tickers, it's crazy. Hold on one second. I think I missed. I did EL. I did EL already. ABBV. So I don't think this is one that needs to be overthought. I think you just need to use the weekly high of 178.90 to try to go long looking at the weekly. You have a ton of empty space up above you, and I don't see anything, right, really to stop you until you get up to around 181. How are they getting past the keywords? Dude, it's impossible. This is going to be on YouTube. Yes, it'll be on YouTube. Um, hold on one second. Sorry about that. All right. So anyway, ABBV. Actually, again, good setup. And then if you look here, I've already drawn what appears to be a channel. So my thoughts are right now with the red candle, right, coming back and retesting the structure underneath you at 176, that your goal is just build a box, right? You just want to hold your floor here. It doesn't mean that you won't pull back, but with that being said, right, the next target is 181.75 above that 178.94. When is that free lesson on TikTok? It is going to be on December 1st. It is actually linked in my TikTok bio. I'll show you really quick. So if you look at my, oh, hold on, I can't see myself. I don't like to look at myself while I'm doing this. So right up there at the top, right? TikTok shop. I know it's reversed, but here. I don't know how to fix it. Oh well. If you scroll up to the top, you'll see live event, December 1st, 4 o'clock. All right. So that's ABBV. I think it looks really good. Definitely needs to build a little bit. And a pullback wouldn't be bad, right? Maybe even to 175.50 to bounce. All right, moving on. Trying to scroll up here, guys. Dick's Sporting Goods. Curious. So weekly time frame. These are two separate areas of consolidation, right? So we can go ahead and proclaim that you have reclaimed that 205.61 floor. You've done that by bouncing off of the floor down here for the third time on the weekly, and this is a massive area of consolidation. I think while doing this, you've also created, right, or rather established a channel that looks like that. So moving to the 24-hour, right? Set everything up. Okay, so here's what I see. I see a need to go and break, if this thing will let me. So I see a need to go and break this cost basis that you're currently sitting at right now. And with a punchback, hold on, we're going to draw that channel again. I see you hitting this top. If you can break that top, you have a straightforward target of 234. So if I was long at least I don't know, a month or two, I'd probably hit that. Should I sell LNTH? Hold on, bro. There's a lot of comments here. I'm trying to get through all of them. Okay, it has earnings. Then I could see the target of 133 being a potential target here. I like the fact that you've bounced off of your floor on the 24-hour. You did not, right? 184.83. So I would probably straddle it in between both of them. But ultimately, looking at this, I see 233.65. All right, gamer in a box. That's right, John. You should tap in though. Yo, is that Stelio Incognito? Who are you talking about? All right, keep dropping those requests, guys. I think we're on a roll here. We're starting to build a pretty decent watch list. All right, AZN. AstraZeneca, I already have this one charted for you. Thank you, past me. So first off, right, we're coming off of, and when you look at the weekly, it is wild, right? So starting at the lows here, coming across to the highs. You know, I think that's enough. We can go ahead and pull that up. right? So you'll notice that typically falling, it's the same rule with a punchback, and everything is always going to go hand in hand, right? So you have a box right up here at the top of that channel. You punch down, you fall into the box, you punch under, you have empty space. And so you're sitting at this floor right under here at 62.50. So looking at the most previous or the most recent price action, we tried to break over 69.50. So I would be expecting, if you have continuation on your side, a move up to that target first, right? That would be my first target. And what you'll notice is there's a big ass green weekly candle pushing off of that. And so that would be the first reasonable target for me above. So thank you guys. 21,000 likes. I appreciate you guys a lot. Tap your screens. That would also be 50% of the empty space up above us. So looking at this right now, my goal, right, going down, zooming in, my goal would be to use the 66.28 as a stop loss. If I miss that, right, I would want to use this mark right here, 66.50. Those would be my two stop losses on a way up. So, the only downside to this is that you are still well within the box, and if you are unable to break out, expect a pullback to cost basis, right? And you might oscillate a little bit more before actually moving up and out. So, all right, moving on. We're looking pretty good here, guys. I think we got a pretty good watch list, so I'm trying to see if we can add a few more things to this. QRVO. All right, so I get this empty space, right? I understand, and sometimes there's a good reason why there's empty space, and there's also potentially a good reason why there is not a recovery. You know, there's a lot of stocks that never really recovered that empty space. The first thing that I see is a bounce right off of or around cost basis, and then I have to go and look at what's up above me first, right? So the first thing that I see is 80.50 as the floor on QRVO. Now, that's all good, but how do we get there, right? So what do we have up above us? And I see a box, right, on the 24-hour. The floor of that box is 71.25. And so I would like to see a punchback over 72.50 in order to get that retest of F50. And it's going to have to be pretty quick, right? You're going to need momentum on your side for fucking sure. What's on my watch list? I have Crocs, Marriott, Macy's, Nike, and KHC. Those are my watch lists. That's my watch list right now. Oh my God, is it time for another NeuroGum? Trying to hit a slump. Not today. Take that, buddy. If you think about it, NeuroGum is kind of oh, it's like forcing your body. It's like, shut up. Stop being tired. Will Harzell. Yeah, I don't think so. Dork. All right. All right, this auto translate shit is not okay. Hey Matt, put a I can say this honestly, I have only drinking one energy drink in my life. I had a Red Bull and I almost fucking died. And then I tried a 5-hour energy with my fiance and we almost died. That was probably one of the most, she would not stop talking and I was having an anxiety attack and so was she, but that was how she was coping. And we were driving to Atlanta after pulling an all-nighter. Freaked out. Not good. That stuff's not, I don't know how people just drink that and just keep living. I bet you that 90% of violent crimes are created or caused by 5-hour energy. Okay? And that's science. I got a little bit more data collection to, prove my point, but that's crazy. All right. Anyway, moving on. Hey, Matt, not a bad setup. Not my favorite, but not the worst at all, right? In the grand scheme of things, it's, let's see. Okay. So what can we, this is just elementary school type shit, right? We don't really need to sit and overthink this. You are, as of right now, This is so fucking simple. Excuse my language, but it is. Once you get a hang of this, you guys, you as soon as you know how to use this system, right? This stuff should be really, really easy. You are sitting right, bouncing off of the top on that weekly time frame. You are not as of right now, but you have bounced up. So when you bounce, you have a job to do, right? Your job is to go and recover a floor. I used to drink coffee. I have Peyton left me some of her coffee. But that's about it. I just like the taste of it, but it makes me have to excrete. That's probably not the word. Anyway, so you are holding, or if you are able to open this on 175 next week, I think it is not a, it is straightforward 180 retest. 180 retest would be the first, and I mean, this is so fucking clear. It is, I almost can bet my bottom damn dollar, and 180 would be the target. Okay, so 180 would be the first target, 181 or 182 would be the second, right? I guess what I would be looking for if you're looking for the bigger move. Now, I'm not too sure about this one, right? When a channel looks like that, that's pretty extreme. But if you are able, right, to punch up, there's not really much to stop you. And then if you think about it, right, if this was to go to the top of this box for the third or fourth time, you would have a box over here to your left. Cost basis being right around that same mark, 218, and you'd have empty space up to 240. So there is a big, so that's something I would probably put at least, I don't know, I mean, right off the top of my head, at least 2 months, 3 months. But I mean, it could be, it kind of, I don't know, part of me wants to put it on the watch list coming off the floor like that, recovering a weekly floor. It looks pretty good though. So thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Are there any stocks as a hedge against the market crash? I mean, I'm holding stocks that pay me a butt ton in dividends, regardless of it's by share. So price really doesn't matter to me. Yeah, there is a couple things that I will buy if I feel the need to short. And I do buy, I don't margin short, but I do buy options or puts to the downside. Absolutely. So, really quickly, there's 230 people here. On December 1st, if you go look at my profile, it is the video, the American Dream refugee class. So if you've ever been, and even if you weren't a part of American Dream, if you've ever been jerked around by any other fucking creator, I'm bold enough to tell you right now that I can fucking teach you and give, I mean, again, everybody's different. Some people are just, they just can't control themselves and they're just going to keep showing up to doing the same dumb shit until they stop. But as far as a straightforward strategy that's especially going to show you straightforward where you're fucking up, that class is going to help a lot. So that's December 1st on at 4 p.m. I trade on TradingView or TradeStation, excuse me. QYLD is one of my favorite dividend stocks. You should check it out. It pays monthly. All right. Go ahead and drop those requests again, guys. We are cooking here. Yeah, I woke up, one of my videos was at 116,000 views. That's a little weird. All right. LNF. High. Mug, what's high? Whoa. Hold on. Okay. Okay. A little goofy. So I'm a little bit uncertain, so I'm going to try and figure this out. Yeah, I think I'd rather stick with that. All right, here's the main obstacles here, and we're going to go to the weekly first. So there's a lot of empty space up there, and it's really tough to identify where the floor is, but it looks like the floor of the box is here, right? And the top of the box was there. That's cool. Now, weekly time frame, right? That's obviously going to need to be adjusted, right? We're going to have different time frame analysis or multiple time frame analysis. So what I see here is 2, boxes right now. So here's what I would want to see accomplished. The first goal, I think the ultimate goal here, is to get above $94. If 94 is hit, I would play nothing less than 108. 108 would be the first stock. QYLD is the dividend stock that I buy. And if you're asking whether or not now is a good time to buy it, I haven't bought any more. I'd like to see it get above 1833. Or pull back a little bit harder. But this thing does oscillate a lot. I'm not in for the equity return, although the equity return hasn't been bad since, I've been buying this thing forever. But yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, as you can see, the dividends pay monthly. 17%. No, yeah. No, I don't buy. I buy that one in my Thinkorswim. I have a TOS account for long-term equity. I just almost choked on my gum. It went down the Sunday hole. Almost died. That's not true. All right. Anyway, the token name, dude. That's not a token. All right. So anyway, that's what I see here. I mean, I think the obvious answer is you're pulling yourself up really, really, really quickly. So you either A, reject and you go sideways here, or B, you are able to go up and cleanly fill up that empty space, right? Up to that floor of 107. This will be on YouTube, yeah. And my YouTube channel is right here. It will be on there later. As soon as I get done, get off of live, we'll chop it up. Okay. All right. I've done PLTR before, QCOM. I've done BABA already. Well, that one will be on YouTube. All right, so immediately, right, I don't like it. Now, I don't like it because it doesn't have the empty space that I'm looking for, right? That's what makes me my big gains. So immediately, not the one quite yet. It does seem to have established a pretty reasonable downtrend, and it does have a box up above it filled with volume, right? And that floor is going to be at 160. So as of right now, right, we're sitting, it looks like basically right at a floor. We're bouncing, and so my first goal would be to see how you respond to the 160 floor. That has empty space directly up above you. If you're able to recover it, cool, right? But it's such a confusing range that does not have any empty space left, right? So unless you're aiming down, which on the weekly, you are sitting on this box. So so on the weekly, right? On the weekly, it does have empty space. So if I'm looking at this and I want it to go up, it's got to recover that floor, punch up, and then I'd be aiming for 194. Straightforward. But because it's only identifiable on the weekly, I'm out at least until May or March. Coach trying so hard to sell his junk. Oh, of course he is. Of course he is. I meant what I said, man. See, when you do things the wrong way, you constantly have to keep up this facade. And once people figure it out, you're cooked. Yeah, I'm still doing this. It's not a small account challenge. I'm just looking for really good earnings. But earnings season is coming to an end, so might have to wait. But unfortunately, I only took Target on my regular account and I didn't take it on my fucking small one. I would have blown that thing up to a lot of cash. The American Dream trading coach, C, whatever his name is, but he's just a bad person. He's just a bad person who looks at other people's vulnerabilities as a way to make money. Oh, they don't know. anything about the market, if I can just get him in here by showing off these huge gains, right? But these gains aren't real. And some of the people have admitted that. They just he pays people to fucking post gains. It's really a sad fucking setup. But anyway, we're moving on. All right, so Lulu, I'm trying to get everybody's request. Hopefully I've gotten yours. It's an intriguing setup. It is intriguing. It does have every element on the weekly time frame that we like, right? It does provide some sense of a structure and a downtrend, which will help with the targeting system. Actually, so if you'll notice over here, this is called an empty, well, you guys can't see it, but I have an empty space watch list. I set this up a couple of weeks ago and I put Lulu on it right here. And it sure as shit went and filled that empty space and is now working on its punchback. So looking at Lulu right now, seeing at what it's recovered, and then seeing the empty space up above it. This is what I see, right? So while we don't have a box, right, I'm still going to label, well, this is a box. It technically is a box. My next target on Lulu above the 331 mark would be the target of 352. Now, if that triggers, if 352 triggers, the first target will be all the way up at 385.75. That's where my target would be. All right, cool. Now, obviously, the target ultimately, and this is why this could make a good investment, right? As long as you know that your stop loss is mechanical. So if I wanted to buy Lulu, right, like just straight up buy equity, my stop loss would be at the top of this box because I know that it would retest it, and I would be aiming all the way up for the fucking 448 floor. Or if I'm taking leaps, but I would have to wait for the trigger. Wait, Roke, weren't you just in here commenting on my face? And now you're asking, should I buy? That's crazy, dude. Nah, it's definitely you, dude. I looked at your profile. That was you, dude. You said I look like I need sleep. Huh? How the turntables has turned or something. I don't know. Why don't you use your Potter boxes on NQ or ES? Because I make a shit ton of money on options, man. I always look tired. I always look tired. Yeah, I'm here to teach you guys. I'm not here. This isn't a beauty contest. If it was a beauty contest, I'd have Peyton come sit down right here with her fine ass. What? Come over here right now. Okay. How's the stocks going? Great. Amazing. We've had last week was a killer week. Ridiculous 400, 500. Had a couple 600% gains. It's been great. I don't really day trade. I swing trade, but yeah. All right, SMCI. I know a lot of people have been asking for this one. So a while ago, I told everybody that I was targeting the 50% mark in that empty space, and by God, that is exactly what the fuck it hit. It tapped right off of that 33, or excuse me, off that 34.50. And so as of right now, right, any analysis has to be done on the lower time frame. So my answer to this, right, as of right now is yes, above fucking Friday's wick or above 34.50, you are aiming for the floor of 38.50. Period. WizKid, I don't spend much time doing price predictions going out that far, man. I only look at stocks that have give me the ability to make huge gains with the areas of empty space in front of them, and NVIDIA doesn't make that watch list unless it falls down. So I'm only here to fucking extract gains and to get the fuck out of the way. All right. So that's it. PRLB. Proto Labs. Jesus Christ, homie. Okay, so the first thing that I see is a cute little channel like this. And I see structure over here to our left. Now that appears to be where we're at currently. So if you're able to surpass it, all channels are meant to be broken. I trade on about 80,000 every month, and at the end of the month, I take that money that I've made out. I either reinvest it and put it into another account, or I live off of it. And taxes. Taxes. Fucking taxes, dude. I'm about to pay so much in taxes this year. It's gonna fucking... Oh. I mean, it's good, though. I don't know what trading 212 is, bro. Start a church. Yeah, right. The Potterbox Church. So anyway, this one's meant to be broken, so I would be targeting the 45.66 beyond that. So. No, I don't. So I talked about CART falling underneath that $42 level, and then the box that separated us, right? Because the whole theory here is that if a 50% area of any box breaks, that you're going to fall. You are unable on the weekly to do that. So looking at CART, you've pulled yourself back up, moving down into the 24-hour, right? It seems that you've developed some sort of channel, or the development of a channel. You've left empty space up above you to a floor that's right here. So looking at CART right now and the sideways action that it's had, I expect to curl back up to around 46.50. What is Furu? I just saw Rusty Rod join the chat. What's up? Little peepee man. A Furu is a fake guru, so pretty much, yeah, most of my adversaries. Or Potter Stocks, my uncle is Daniel Radcliffe. Is your uncle really Daniel Radcliffe? My homie served Daniel Radcliffe a bunch of cereal and snacks whenever he was here filming inside of a hotel. Where can we learn? You seem very knowledgeable. You can go to my YouTube channel, and that is where I would. There's a link right there for my website. I wouldn't recommend that you buy anything from me, especially if you're new. You need to go ahead. I want you to see the system work, because there's one thing talking about how things work, and people get excited about that, and there's another thing showing you how things work, and then it actually happening. What's up? You come here often? All right. Does a 24-hour candle close after the market closed? Technically, yes. All right, MU. So I've talked about this one before, or last week, and we're in a weird area. On the 24-hour, or excuse me, the 4-hour, right, we can see why we're stopping where we're stopping, right? We have this box cost basis right here at 103.30, and that is basically separating us. Above Friday's high, I'd be looking for a pop-up to 107. But I can tell you this. I feel very confident in this happening. There is when you break up onto a floor, in order to verify that that floor has been secured and you're going to continue moving up, if you blow past it, a lot of the times you're going to come back to it, right? And then bounce. And when I look at that, right, and I look at that possibility of coming back down and retesting the floor, to me, it lines up perfectly with this, right? And this. So there is a strong potential right now of us curling back down. I think setting an alert here and setting an alert here will probably be the most important factors here, which will be a punchback. You are correct. Yeah, it will be a punchback. Yep. Yeah. Dog with Santa hat is a crypto coin. Good. Fucking God. What coin is this? Oh my god. This is the life coin, dude. And we're about to flip it. All right. Keep dropping these requests for stocks. Uber. I'm trying to make it through. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, I see a target of 76.60. Okay? That's what I see immediately looking at this chart. I do know that there's a couple things that have to happen in order for that to happen. One, you've already grabbed onto this floor. That's 71.15, and you have a top right here. So you're going to need to go ahead and clear 72.50 in order to make it up. And then ultimately, 75.25 would also be a target here. But the goal, I think, ultimately would be to take Uber up here, right? So I would just be watching to see how it reacts to that 72.50. There's an Ozempic coin. Where do I get one of these hats? I gotta put it on my website. I'm gonna be honest with you. We have a bunch of these hats. Hold on, changing my music. Yeah, I play a little guitar. You'll never get your mailing address if you signed up for my Discord. Can I sign the hat? I'm not doing autographs, bro. I'm not signing hats, man. That's crazy talk. I'm not that guy. But I'll send you a hat. Maybe a little you'd be my first autograph. Where how can I learn all of this? Please go to my YouTube channel, please. And don't pay anybody any fucking money until you absolutely are sure that what they're saying is not cap. So I invite you to go to my channel and prove me wrong. You'll learn a lot. All right. All right, what else we got? Mara or Marriott is actually on the watch list, man. That one's going to be on the YouTube channel. You can see that. What kind of? I don't use trend lines. I use channels. Channels just add a mathematical element to that, so that way it has to look good. It has to fit the script, or I don't use it. Costco. I'm pretty sure this one is at all-time highs, and that is my one weakness, right? That's the one area. What happened to my glasses? They're somewhere around here. I ordered the wrong size. They hurt my eyes, so I gotta order a new pair. So this one is an all-time highs. I cannot and refuse to pretend to try and help somebody. Everybody has a weakness, and that's mine. All-time highs don't provide any structure, right? The only thing I have here is a channel, right? And you're being held underneath it. So I wish I could give you more value there, but that's, again, that's my vice or my kryptonite. I don't know what you want to call it, but oh no, like the baseball. Yeah, I don't know about. Yeah, you know what? Hold on a second. I should make a phone call right now. Once I got hungry, but to fold my cloud. All right, I'm texting my guy right now to see if he could put it on the website. Like the honesty, man. It doesn't help if I lie, dude. All right. Tesla. So I gave a prediction for this one last week. Coming out of this area of consolidation, we actually made, I think it was around 360% on Tesla last week, and we said something pretty simple, because this is really, really simple. When you have an area of consolidation and it moves past three waves, right, and this well over those, but as far as the top 1, 2, 3, right, bottom, same thing, it exploded, and it's going to. You have no trigger to the upside, meaning you don't have any structure to lead you up. So as of right now, a strong foot on the gas pedal has to be made. Or I see range. 1, 2 off the top, punch down, gap fill, bounce, 303. So I see both of those possibilities, but here's what I can tell you. Nothing short will happen until you lose 348 and verify with a punch down below 340. That is the trigger to take that down. And then obviously Friday's high. Trying to read these questions here. Hold on. Ooh, I could be for you and I hate the fucking lot. SMH weekly time frame. Amazon, I will look at that one. I have charted it already, but I'll take a look at it for you. Seattle wedding photographer. We're getting married in March. Just paid for a photographer though. Oh my god. It's like a 5-band deposit. Am I crazy for thinking top 50 stocks go up inevitably, so bots consistently buying in every day? So my thoughts on that are actually my glasses are right here in my pocket. But my thoughts on that are if BlackRock owns it, then I don't really care to do any further analysis fundamentally. There's no point. I stopped listening to people who do fundamental analysis a long time ago because everybody's opinion is fucking different, even from the professionals down to the crackpots on YouTube. So you've got a wide variety. So I focus on quantitative data and straightforward raw technical analysis with my strategy and the way that I chart, and the way that I am one of the only people that I've ever met that trades with extended hours on and uses the 24-hour only to spot plays. And I've done that now so successfully that I'll never switch back. I'll never look at the daily again. There is no... Is that the extent of my library? No. Yeah, he's listing the hats right now. Okay, so quick learning moment. I usually do this once a live. I'd like to show you guys something, and if you guys can, tap your screen, because this one thing, and then we'll go right back. Yeah, so this one thing changed my trading so fucking much. Everything came from this. The 24-hour time frame. So I want to show you guys something, and it just, I could give you 1,000 examples elsewhere, but this just is always one of the better examples. This is a play that we took ages ago. I gotta find it. Oh, we're on the weekly, that's why I can't. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys something. If you guys are on here, again, tap your screens. This is big. This is, you could take this from me and you could probably change your trading with this alone. So while I explain this, you're going to learn about my strategy while I do this as well. So, all right, first things first, okay? My strategy consists of identifying boxes on the 24 hours with extended hours data included. I do that by identifying the tops, right, where the candle closes at the top, the red candle, and then points of contact or candle closes on the bottom. So here, right, we have lots of points of contacts coming off of 1560 or 1550, right? So we're going to go ahead and label that box underneath us. And then we're going to do the same thing here, right? Bottom, top, tap, 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 and then you even get a retest over here, right? Clear. Now, my theory says that if you lose the floor of a box and then punch back over the 50% mark, you are guaranteed a new high. I like this best on the 24-hour time frame. And I like to trade into areas that have no resistance. This is how I make a lot of money. But let me show you what this looks like when I take away that data. Yeah, it's not a theory, I guess. So watch this. Garrett, thank you for the follow. My name is also Garrett. So we're going to take that away. So this is what it looks like while you're looking at the chart. So see how clear everything is? That's what you're looking at. Crap. Hard to identify, right? Not a lot of cleanliness. This creates chaos. This creates, I don't know what I'm doing. Why and who gave anybody the right to say that at 9:30 till 4 o'clock is the only data that you should be focused on? When smart money, and most every single person that yeah, it does get worse on the daily, yes. Every single person I know that has ever said to use the daily doesn't have a reason why. They do not have a reason why. And that is one of the biggest factors for me, right? Is smart money comes in after hours. Smart money comes in before the bell. So why the fuck am I excluding all of that in data? The market runs from 4:30 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night. Rima, I do not see your, yeah, you haven't said anything to me. Why did I ignore you? Yeah, I just scrolled through the whole chat. I don't see any text from you at all. So anyway, best indicators and strategies to use. The Potterbox strategy is the only thing that I'll ever use. I don't use any indicators at all because that is just people looking for signals from the market. Damn, what the fuck? Thank you for the gun, dude. The gym gun. What the fuck does that even do? So this is 24-hour. Sadly, I'm lost, but I'll watch the YouTube video to learn. Please do. And then ask questions. I do have a free lounge, I guess, if you will, or a free Discord where people can loiter, talk about the Discord, or talk about the strategy, trade with each other. Obviously, I have a premium Discord as well. But yes, you do have to have extended hours and premium data. So right now we have Black Friday sale coming up on TradingView. I don't want to say we, but they, I think, are discounting it like 70%. So I do trade options. Yes, Eric. Anything that you're seeing here, any of these gains, which are huge and consistently crossing over 100%, almost every trade that's worth taking makes us well over. I mean, look at this, a 980% trade. She's new. She's relatively new. She's been here for a couple months, but yeah, just absolutely crazy gains. Yeah, this person, his wife just sent him his screenshot, way more patient and diligent, but she was able to turn like $3,000 and 21 grand. It was pretty sick. So a 1,200% gain. Yeah, that's crazy. So anyway. But yeah, how do you get the 50%? So whenever you get the rectangle drawn, you click on it, and then you'll see the middle line. How fast can I move my $3,500 account to $100K if I join your Discord? You have the wrong mindset, man. And I don't mean that disrespectfully at all, but don't come into my, I don't want your money. I don't want you to spend any. I am not here to give you signals. You build neurological pathways that identify me as the way to get money. You take me away, you fall apart. I am fully convinced after teaching people from every single walks of life and actually creating independent traders that don't need me anymore. They don't even have to be in the Discord. They do that by following or learning my strategy. So I'm trying to create independent traders, not people who just need to follow somebody for the rest of their life. If you have any self-confidence and self-respect at all, you would at least give yourself a chance to learn it. And with the YouTube channel, you could do a lot of that. I am recording this, yes. With the YouTube channel, you could do a lot of that. I do have a Potterbox workshop, but that is obviously for people who have done their homework, because at the end of the day, I don't want people who come in here and they lack commitment. I don't want people in my Discord who aren't willing to come in, because half the time I get people in my Discord, they want signals and then they get pissed off at me because they missed it and I didn't type it in the chat. I don't type, again, our brains are really, really fickle. And when you give someone access to the easy answer, humans are not unpredictable in a way where you can't assume that the majority of people are going to associate you, right, or me, with the way to get that money. And again, when I leave or I'm not there, you're back to square one. And so I'm giving you a strategy that works. It works. It's not, I'm not, you can ask any one of my members that are in here, they'll vouch for me. And so this, I am here to, obviously if you trade with me in the Discord, right, you're going to be able to identify and see what I'm saying. I do take trades on live. right? But I have to emphasize, right, that this is, you have to see that same setup, because if you see that same setup and you take it, your brain, right, is still in charge. It's not me. So, all right. Anyway, little rant there. Trading platform, you can use TradingView. All right, let's go over Amazon. Oh, I'll look at Mara really quick. Hold on, I just want to go over Amazon. I've already got the analysis done on this one. So currently you're sitting in between two ranges, right? The one that you are basically would label you short, cost basis at 196.50. If that punches down, then we could see a retest on that top at 194. But at the same time, right, you are also kind of hesitating as you move down. We really can't pull too much out of it. But here's where the analysis, in my opinion, gets really, really clear. Right, you have a box above you, well developed, really, really clean. You are bouncing right here, right, and we've got a little cost basis there. And so, given that it's bouncing, right, I personally don't see, I wouldn't want to short this, right, especially being so close to the floor. I would rather be looking at a bounce, because ultimately, if you were to punch back over the 50% mark of 203.65, I see a new high, and this pocket of empty space gets filled. So I did do IWM and I did SMH. Um, the channel, it's just called a parallel channel. I have not done car. Okay, so this one is really straightforward. I have we will have a Black Friday sale on our premium Discord. So, but that's again only for those who are ready to make that commitment. You could do a lot of good on your own for free on my YouTube channel in the meantime. So, anyway, so with Mara, I don't think it's yeah, I don't think anybody else is missing this. This is a straightforward wall at 26.83. Awesome, man. So you are sitting up against 23.85. When I look over to my left, I don't see anything, right? I don't really see anything. I have to go all the way over here, right? And we know that this box, right, and this top at 31.21, 31.21, that is where Mara can continue moving to the upside. I personally think that as of right now, you're riding in this channel, right? And you can see it really makes an extended effort to pull that down. So when I look at this and I see a flat top like that and probably a weekly punch back, I would be targeting right up here at the first green candle to our left at 32.27. I don't need answers or signals. I start to learn from zero. When I know the basics, I will get in touch. Please do. That is what I hope everybody does. I hope that they take the time to really, what I want you to do, and I want you to be this way for everybody, is you should question people. You should try to find holes in what they say. You should be incredibly speculative. You should be, almost borderline paranoid, because you need to be able to see that what that person says works and it's repeatable. So, keep going through people's, if you have other creators that you're following, press them. You need to press them, because at the end of the day, if you ever plan on spending any money on whatever strategy or whatever they are selling, me included, right? You need to be able to see that what they say happens and works, and that the people following them are able to reap the rewards from that. And that's something that I'm proud of, is that people obviously are able to do that in my Discord. So, mustard. Yeah, so 2782. Hmm. You know what? I'm playing this, and that means that I can't monetize my YouTube video, but I don't give a shit. I just want to hear the mustard part, and I'm gonna turn it off. So right now with the candle close of green up against that WM, I really want to just see the 24-hour, right, make a punch over that the 227. Then I'd be looking for a new high, which is obviously 230. You thought it was gonna crip walk? No. No, I don't really use a scanner too much. Keep dropping the requests, guys. What, bro? Hey, bro, what time frame do you usually buy your options on? I look at the 24-hour and the weekly, and I look for targets there, and I buy target-based contracts. Um, but ultimately, me personally, I typically when I find empty space, if we've opened up in them, yeah, I would be looking for weekly contracts to pick. Do I hold my options overnight? I do. Yeah, I like to. So one of the ways that my trading is top tier is that the stress levels that most people fucking hold on. I should have screamed that. Mustard. I fucking love mustard. Um, it's all right. All right, that was enough. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Turn his TV off. If you're brand new, I want you to go to my educational playlist right here. Go to educational, recaps, breakdowns and analysis. Go to all three of these. They're going to have a lot of really good shit on them. Sunday prep is also really good because you can see what I say actually. Yeah. Who does your caps? What are you talking about? My caps. Oh, my homie. It's called Studio 13. I do not like this chart at all, man. Now, I'll tell you this, it is mechanically speaking sound, but there is fucking no empty space, right? So the most important thing that I think I would mention here is the floors up above you are 2401, so close on that floor and a break over 2550 and we curl up, right? Um to the downside, if we're unable to do that, $20 would be an easy target there. I do recognize the potential for a channel like so. So I mean, there's potential there, to curl back up. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not like this at all. Do I have a knack for charting? Yeah, I'd say so. And what got me into trading? Bitcoin, yeah, actually, crypto, and then um, I had some coworkers that were trading like penny stocks. Um, so yeah, I'll take a look at it. First off, ACI, Albertsons Company, you are currently up against a major floor, right? The floor stretches all the way over there. So that is the goal right now. You have a good weekly candle close up against that floor and a punchback and empty space. So the first target clearly outside of 1950 would be that 2020 target. Easy. All right. Would I sell Nano? Well, first of all, I currently am holding, I don't know if you're talking about equity. But personally, I am not planning on getting rid of my shit. Now that's obviously keep completely up to you. There's got to be a better channel here. Okay, so I'm having a hard time identifying it, and that's okay because I don't need to force it. But I know for certain that somewhere in here is a larger channel, right? And it may be, yeah, starting right off of the IPO lows and running across like this. So with that being said, I think you go and you hit your highs of 39. ACI has a gap fill to $20 or an empty space fill. So looks all right. Thank you for the roses and all the gifts. Appreciate that, guys. And then 2 puffs. Life's up, put them to the side now. Listen, hot dog water. I do think there's a chance to pop up, and it looks like this floor, which right here. So a candle close on the floor of $18, and I think you hit up for cost basis. But I'm gonna be honest with you, this charts like this, I run far away. And it's really higher time frames that typically will clear this up and just create a clearer vision, and you just don't have that. So I'm not a big fan. This is all the transcripts of what I said. I'm going to summarize it using AI. Short the children. Doing really good, man. What's the basic way to learn to begin implementing the strategy? Learn the strategy. Learn the strategy. That is the most important part. I just talked to somebody about managing your positions, which is similar to this, similar in that same way. The best way to do that is to not focus on the money, right? When you're watching your positions and you're staring at the money, you're likely to be more emotional. So I tell people the most important element is having the strategy and how to get that money, right? We get money by trading the chart. We don't get money by just wanting money. Wanting money is easy, right? But like obviously you have to, so focus on the strategy and everything comes a lot easier. Do a lot of people trade full time in your Discord? Yeah. There's quite a few people. We have 550 people in the Discord, and I will say there is a vast majority of them that just don't talk anymore. They do. I just got a message, and I posted it a while ago on TikTok. But yeah, one of my old students that I taught, and I mean, he came from. If you've already learned other strategies, it's gonna be tough, right? If that's discouraging to you, then you probably aren't meant to do this. If you look at that and you're like, well, you know what, there is a way. I do see that this is it's working for other people. So I'm going to drop what I did not serve me. If what you were doing did not work, forget about that shit. Don't bring any of that into here. I'm trying to teach you fresh, and people who are brand new are easier. But he said, sorry for the spam, but I miss our and again, a lot of these people have been in here for a year or two, but he used to talk all the time, ask questions all the time. I miss our talks on Discord. I got the system so down packed when it comes to setups, it's not even funny. You've personally changed my life with your teaching, and it was the best money I've ever spent when it comes to mentorship with you. I only swing trade now, but I literally just wait for 1, 2, 3s in the box and punchbacks, and it's made me a lot because it's so easy to identify and gives the best reward. So all I want to say is thank you, man. I hope we can hop on call soon. So I actually like. There's a lot of people who use the whole, and Team Bull does it a lot. They're like, a lot of lives are changed in the Discord today, but nobody's lives are permanently changed. They're not sustained. So, um, this is something that you can take with you, and you could never fucking talk to me. First week, and I made 1K in a day. There you go. Yeah, we do big things, and we do big things with little amounts, which you know. Affirm. This stock is my plight. So as of right now, you're going to have one level to really be concerned about, right? And you did get attempt, or rather the price did attempt to fall underneath 63, but they're obviously pulling and sitting that right at the 50% mark. So 63.38 is what has to be held. Okay. By the way, if you're new here, be sure to follow. That way you guys get notified when I go live. Or join the Discord, the free one. Your face is covering the whole screen. Oh, my bad. You guys didn't want to look at my face. You couldn't tell by my face what I was saying? Unban you? Oh, in the Discord? I'll tell Ivy. No crashing out again, though. You gotta come here and mean business. It's all good, dude. I get it. No harm. No foul. This will be on YouTube, yes. What is the difference between the daily chart and the 24-hour chart? I'll show you really quickly. I just use this example because it's just a trade that we made a fuck ton of money on. So, oh wow, I'm sitting here looking for it and I can't find it because I literally don't have extended hours trading on. Just to fucking look for this thing. Okay. What side is this? I'm gonna make this really quickly. So take a look at this box. All right. Peep this. Box. All right, ready? See that? Shit. Complete. Kindergarten. Shit. Shine. See it? Cool. Yes, 24-hour time frame. 24-hour time frame. Would you recommend joining if we have little knowledge of the market or waiting until we know a little bit more? I want you to be absolutely sure that I'm your guy. That you want to learn from me, which means that you need to see what I say works, right? And being a little bit brushed up on the verbiage is, of course, a plus, yes. But ultimately, I do. I don't want anybody joining just because they see big gains. I mean, obviously that's, attractive and you should want big gains too, but you should see that what that person says is real. And then, yeah, make that decision there. So I didn't see the difference. All right, look at the box. Look at the top, right? Clear top. All candles closing at the top. Clear bottom. I take that away, and the clarity's gone. I just said I don't want you to. No, yeah, I'll be doing this week, Friday. Yeah, we'll do discounts, but the big gains here are to show you that the system works because it doesn't matter how far I scroll. I can scroll. I do this all the time, but like I'm scrolling right now, just infinitely scrolling. I don't even know where I'm at, and I'll stop. Right? Look at the gains. You ever seen some shit like that? This is the 24-hour chart with extended hours data on. So I want people to see that the system works, but I also want people to go see that in action. I want them to go and look for free. You don't have to pay. I want you to feel like, okay, this is definitely a commitment I'm going to make, and I want to be an independent trader. So how long do I typically hold a swing trade? Sometimes it's overnight. A lot of the swing trades that we take that are huge trades are like, I buy them at the end of the day and then I wait till the next morning. Around 10:30, 11 o'clock, we're typically out of those trades. But sometimes, like with ANF, so again, when I show you guys these setups on trades that we've already taken, you're going to be able to notice, right, things about these setups. So, you know, I took ANF out of the box outside of the 147.82, and it took like 5 days. So obviously, in some cases, it's going to be a little bit different, but all right. We're going to go ahead. It has been 2 hours. We've been on live for 2 hours. So go ahead and tap the shit out of your screen. No problem. If you guys have any last requests here, go ahead and put those on. Let's do path. Okay, so it curled back up. We talked about that, right? We talked about it being at cost basis. And so looking at it over here to the left, we're going to go to the weekly first. We talked about the channel there and then the pocket of empty space. My first target would be the 50% mark in that empty space, which would be $16. And I think this might be a good way to do it. One thing that I do want people to, if you are watching this stock, you need to be watching this floor right here, because that's unfortunately what we've already wicked off of. Do I have extended hour on or both? 24-hour chart with extended hours. Same thing. CRSP. Am I worth it? Did I put enough work in? Promise that you will sing about me. When the lights go off and it's my turn to settle down. Okay, so you went up, tried to reclaim the floor, you lost your grip, and you're falling. So while we can't go ahead and say downside, the probability is high. So underneath the floor, right, and obviously you're sitting at cost basis, so underneath that floor, I'd be aiming straight down to 39. Yes. I would say on average it takes about 3 to 4 months for people to really start to understand and get it down pat. Some people faster than others, and then, you know, we have people who joined, you know, last year, that with this summer is when they really started hitting their stride. So, I mean, a lot of people, one of the issues that I deal with as an educator is people dealing with instant gratification. Oh, hell yeah, Mike. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. So, all right. What do we got next? LTBR. Okay, so this is dumped off the top. I don't know, but I guess I've already done analysis on it. So anytime you break something, you don't want to fall back underneath it, and that is exactly what's happening right now on the weekly. You have empty space underneath you under 575 for a pullback into 471. Obviously, you could potentially go and fill up all of it. QQQ. So just to be clear there, I see this one curling back down. Now, the 24-hour might tell a little bit of a different story. No, you've filled pretty much everything up. Maybe a little bit of empty space and a retest of 822, and that would likely happen with a bounce off of this floor, which you've already done. So if you do bounce up, I would be looking at 820. But ultimately, yeah, if you break down underneath this empty space. I knock doors for a living. There's no instant gratification. So yeah, so that is number one, the biggest issue that I deal with, which is human, right? It's not a fault. It can be. I think that having perspective helps you deal with issues with instant gratification. But the biggest issue is not the strategy. It's people's ability to operate and wait within it and have patience. Because when we're trading on the 24-hour, it takes, you can go look at any setup that I've traded, right? You look at ANF, which was 1,000% trade, right? Out here, you started consolidating basically in the beginning of September, and then took off at the beginning or middle October. And then you get 5 days of rippage, and then because you ripped up really hard and were unable to reclaim and hold onto the floor, if you take the Potter Box Workshop, you'll learn that we use a metaphor called like basically looking at it as rock climbing. We want to pop up and grab a floor. If you are unable to grab it and you have nothing underneath you, you'll slip, fall, and it's a sheer face, right? You don't want to fall down a sheer face. So anyway, I mean, I'll show you Nike, right? Nike's the same. We took Nike outside of this for a 4 hour punchback. That was another huge trade, right? But if you look at this, it started in July and ended in August. So if you might find a good setup, but you got to wait. The workshop you have to purchase, right? I spent a lot of time on that. I taught it live 3 separate times, and all 3 of those recordings are there. You also get 4 months in the Discord, which gives you time to go through that information, then activate your membership. And the goal is that you don't need to buy anything else from me. I don't want you. If you buy anything, I have yearly and I have lifetime, because either A, it's working for you, and I would say a good majority of the people who buy lifetime or buy yearly make that money trading. A lot. A lot of people. There's been a lot of people who have been like, yo, I just made the lifetime. I want to go ahead and sign up. And I'm like, fuck yeah, it makes me feel good. That means they're getting their fucking value, and right? So Coco, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, my puppy dog. Come here. Oh, dog. You got the wire wrapped around your paw. You'll destroy everything. Oh, don't lick my face. Ugh. That was gross. All right. Anyway, not only have you built a hell of a system that works like no other, but you have built an amazing community. We do have a really good community. In fact, yesterday, especially those of you guys are new, I think it was 9 o'clock at night, and there were, I think, like 10 or 20 people trading or charting together. So DNA. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, you have a well structured box here on the weekly. Everything's clear there. So a punch out above 815 or a candle open outside of $9, and you should be going up for a $11 retest easy. Listen, Artie, or right side of history. I could care less if you like me. I don't care, dude. I make way too much money. Trading, I could care less, man. Whether you think I look like I fit the script. I actually really like Michael Burry, not because of the movie and stuff like that, but that dude just did what the fuck he saw. He didn't dress up for anybody. I don't, I mean, why the fuck am I doing that? I trade so that I can be free. Freedom is not wearing a fucking suit every day. Sorry. Anyway, I thought about jumping on this bitch with a robe, but I had to get dressed. So, all right, Microsoft. I see everybody asking about this one, and I did see that No Stop Loss Steve was mentioning this one as well. The main the main thing that I see here, right? The main focus is that you are well consolidated. They are absolutely just locked in, which typically with a wide area of consolidation or tension, we can expect that tension to break. Now, I can't really see any further details without dropping down into a lower time frame, right? So we're going to drop down, we're going to draw this channel, right? So as of right now, right, and we're going to bring this box up a little bit right here. So here's what I think, and I actually think this is a pretty good setup for both the upside and the downside. The obvious setup here on the 24-hour is you have a box and a cost basis of 422.50, which shares the same medium here. So if you can punch through this mark right here, 422.50, I'd be looking for the third tap, 1, 2, right? And then I'd be looking for that break up and out up to 455. I think it's pretty obvious to the downside. We have a floor underneath us at 405. So if that happens, then yeah, we're looking at 389. All right, we're gonna do a last few stocks here, last few setups. To answer everybody's questions, yes, we will do a Black Friday sale. I'm probably gonna drop that. I might drop that this week or today. That's not 1, 2, 3 at the bottom of the channel. Yeah, you did bounce at the. Oh, are you talking about a big giant channel? On what? On what stock? No way, fucking way. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, I just got suspended from our live. But it's all good. I'll see you guys next time.